Scientists are on the verge of bringing back the woolly mammoth, a species that vanished from the Earth nearly 4,000 years ago. A team of geneticists and biotech experts is using advanced CRISPR gene editing technology to reconstruct mammoth DNA. Colossal Biosciences, a Texas-based company, has announced plans to create a hybrid woolly mammoth by 2028. The project is led by Harvard geneticist Dr. George Church, who has spent years working on de-extinction technology. The woolly mammoth was once a dominant species across the Arctic, playing a crucial role in maintaining grassland ecosystems. By reviving the mammoth, scientists aim to reintroduce the species to the tundra, potentially helping combat climate change. Mammoths once roamed alongside early humans, but habitat loss and hunting led to their extinction thousands of years ago. Instead of cloning, researchers are splicing preserved mammoth genes into the genome of the Asian elephant, its closest living relative. Asian elephants and woolly mammoths share 99.6% of their DNA, making them ideal candidates for genetic engineering. The primary goal is to engineer cold-resistant elephants with mammoth-like traits, including thick fur and a layer of insulating fat. The reintroduction of mammoth-like elephants could restore Arctic grasslands, which help trap carbon and slow permafrost melting. Colossal Biosciences has secured over $225 million in funding from investors eager to see de-extinction become reality. High-profile investors, including Paris Hilton and actor Chris Hemsworth, have backed the ambitious effort. The company envisions using artificial wombs to grow the first woolly mammoth hybrid without requiring surrogate elephant mothers. If successful, this would be the first time a species has been brought back from extinction using synthetic biology. Some scientists argue that the mammoth's return could offer critical insights into genetics and the possibility of reviving other lost species. Colossal's long-term goal is to establish a herd of genetically engineered mammoths in the Arctic within the next decade. The hope is that the animals will naturally rewild frozen tundras and promote healthier ecosystems in their ancient habitat. Scientists believe that restoring mammoths to the Arctic could reduce the emission of greenhouse gases trapped in permafrost. Woolly mammoths were essential in maintaining Ice Age grasslands by trampling down snow and knocking over trees. By restoring these behaviors, researchers believe mammoths could slow permafrost thawing and prevent massive carbon releases. Geneticists have successfully identified and extracted viable mammoth genes from well-preserved remains found in Siberia. These ancient genes are being edited into the genome of Asian elephants to create a cold-adapted hybrid species. The first mammoth embryo could be implanted within the next few years if current experiments proceed successfully. Researchers are modifying multiple genes responsible for woolly mammoths' thick fur, small ears, and metabolic adaptations. The Woolly Mammoth Project is part of a broader movement to use genetic engineering to reverse biodiversity loss. Some critics argue that reviving extinct species may divert resources from protecting existing endangered animals. While many see the return of mammoths as a breakthrough, others worry about ethical and ecological consequences. Scientists acknowledge the risks but believe the benefits of mammoth de-extinction outweigh the challenges. If the project succeeds, it could pave the way for the return of other extinct species, including the dodo and Tasmanian tiger. The idea of de-extinction was once considered pure science fiction, but advances in genetics have made it increasingly plausible. Mammoths survived for thousands of years in some isolated Arctic islands before finally disappearing. The last known population of woolly mammoths lived on Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean until about 4,000 years ago. Despite their extinction, mammoth DNA has remained well preserved in frozen Siberian soil, making this project possible. Unlike Jurassic Park, which revived dinosaurs through cloning, this project relies on precise genetic modifications. The mammoth-elephant hybrid would not be an exact replica of its extinct ancestor, but would share key traits. Some experts predict that the first living woolly mammoth hybrid could be born within the next 5 years. Once the first individuals are created, breeding programs could eventually lead to entire herds in Arctic regions. Conservationists are divided on whether bringing back extinct animals is a wise use of resources. The woolly mammoth's return could provide valuable lessons for future conservation and ecological restoration efforts. Colossal Biosciences is also exploring the possibility of reviving other Ice Age megafauna species. If successful, the project could lead to a new era in wildlife management and habitat restoration. Reintroducing mammoths to the Arctic could prevent forest encroachment and help preserve tundra ecosystems. The revived species would likely be closely monitored to ensure their impact on the ecosystem is positive. Scientists are currently testing whether artificial womb technology can support the gestation of large mammals. If artificial wombs prove viable, it could eliminate ethical concerns related to using live elephants as surrogates. Mammoth embryos would be grown in a controlled lab environment before being transferred to a surrogate or artificial womb. This breakthrough could change how we approach species conservation and genetic engineering in the future. A fully functioning woolly mammoth hybrid could provide critical information about Ice Age ecosystems. Understanding how mammoths interacted with their environment could help scientists develop better climate change mitigation strategies. De-extinction projects raise important ethical questions about playing with nature and rewriting history. Some scientists argue that bringing back mammoths does not address the core issues driving modern species extinction. Colossal Biosciences insists that the project is not just about bringing back a single species, but about restoring ecosystems. If mammoths successfully adapt to modern Arctic conditions, it could prove that rewilding extinct species is feasible. The company hopes that within 20 years, woolly mammoth populations will be roaming vast stretches of the tundra. The Mammoth Revival Project could also provide genetic clues to improving the health and survival of modern elephants. Asian elephants face serious threats from habitat destruction and poaching, making genetic intervention a possible solution. By reviving mammoth traits, scientists may also develop ways to help elephants survive in colder climates. The impact of the woolly mammoth's return on Arctic wildlife remains uncertain, but is being carefully studied. Some researchers believe that reintroduced mammoths could benefit existing species like musk oxen and Arctic foxes. Despite skepticism, the project is moving forward, with millions of dollars being invested in its success. If genetic engineering proves successful, it could change how humans interact with the natural world forever. Scientists working on de-extinction believe the techniques they develop could be applied to save endangered species. One of the biggest challenges ahead is ensuring that mammoths can find suitable food sources and habitats. Arctic grasslands have changed significantly since the mammoths last roamed, requiring careful planning for their reintroduction. Researchers will monitor the first hybrids closely to study their behavior and interactions with the environment. The woolly mammoth's comeback could be one of the most ambitious and game-changing conservation efforts in history. This project may redefine what is possible in genetics, conservation, and human intervention in nature. As the 2028 deadline approaches, the world watches to see if humanity can truly bring back a prehistoric giant. The success of this project could open the door to even more extraordinary breakthroughs in biotechnology. Whether the woolly mammoth's return will be a triumph or an ecological experiment gone wrong remains to be seen. One thing is certain: the possibility of reviving extinct species is no longer just a dream. It is becoming reality.